ever stop to think about what the Detroit Lions really need to win their first Super Bowl? The team has shown increasing ability to compete, with talented players and a stronger identity. However, as much as the Lions seem close to taking the next big step, something still seems to be missing. The last few seasons, although promising, ended in disappointment, leaving everyone with the feeling that the team's true potential has not yet been reached. The team has all the ingredients to be a dominant force, but the big question remains: what is really preventing the Lions from finally conquering the long-awaited Super Bowl victory? The Detroit Lions, under head coach Dan Campbell, have shown remarkable growth over the past few seasons. After years of frustration and mediocrity, the team began to build a solid foundation and find its identity, mainly with the development of young players and a philosophy focused on intensity and fighting for every game. With the return of stars like Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the team showed strong offensive performances. However, despite the offensive brilliance, the last few seasons ended bitterly, with the team being eliminated before reaching the Super Bowl. What is interesting is that, despite all the progress on the offensive side, the team still seems to struggle with defensive consistency. Injuries have also played a significant role, affecting team dynamics. However, beyond these difficulties, a deeper analysis reveals that the biggest obstacle for the Lions lies in the lack of a truly dominant defense. We could even say that, if the defense were stronger, the past few seasons could have ended differently. And it is precisely this issue that Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the Lions' top players, raised in an important discussion on a recent episode of his podcast, The St. Brown. During a conversation with his brother, St. Brown reflected on the future of the Lions and suggested that, for the team to finally win the Super Bowl, they need to think differently. Instead of bolstering the offense further, he believes that the real secret to the Lions' success lies in transforming their defense. If you have an unbeatable defensive line, you don't need to worry too much about the other areas, said St. Brown. A strong defensive line can make all the difference. You don't need elite corners or brilliant safeties, just a defensive line that consistently pressures the quarterback and stops the running game effectively. St. Brown's statement is undoubtedly an important insight into the future of the Lions. Modern NFL, although known for its emphasis on offense, has shown that an unbeatable defense is one of the best ways to achieve success. It doesn't matter how good your offense is if you can't stop the opposing team from scoring points. Therefore, the central question raised by St. Brown is simple but profound. The Lions' defense needs to be transformed into one of the most powerful in the league. But what exactly does this mean for the future of the Lions? St. Brown referred to a name that could change the course of the team's defense: Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Browns. Garrett is one of the most feared pass rushers in the NFL, known for his ability to pressure quarterbacks and change the pace of games. St. Brown knows that adding a player like Garrett could be a game changer for the Lions. Imagine if we had someone like Garrett on our defensive line, said St. Brown. With a guy like that, our defense would become much more dangerous and unpredictable. He could make all the difference in the most important games. Garrett is not just an elite defender. He is a player who can completely transform a defense's dynamic. His ability to create pressure and force quarterbacks into mistakes is one of the main reasons he's considered one of the best in the league. St. Brown recognizes that the Lions' defense needs a piece like Garrett to become truly formidable, capable of stopping any offense in the league. But building an elite defense goes beyond just one acquisition. While adding a player like Garrett is crucial, the Lions' defense also needs more depth and consistency. The defensive line needs to be more than just one star player. It needs to be a cohesive system with all players working together to dominate the game. This includes strengthening the linebacker and cornerback positions, areas where the Lions can improve to make their defense more complete and unbeatable. It is also important to recognize that adding a high-level player like Garrett would require financial adjustments and good salary cap management. However, the impact of such a move would be immeasurable. The Lions would need to evaluate their options to maximize financial flexibility and ensure they could bring in a defender like Garrett without compromising the rest of the team. Furthermore, St. Brown also raised another important point: injuries. Over the past few seasons, the Lions have struggled with the lack of key players in crucial moments, which has compromised the team's performance. St. Brown knows that the health of important players like Aiden Hutchinson and Alan McNeil will be critical to the success of the defense. There's no point in having a talented roster if injuries pile up and prevent the team from maintaining its maximum strength throughout the season. But amid this emphasis on defense, there is also a mention of a possible offensive move: acquiring Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. Kupp is one of the most productive and talented players in the league, and his addition to the Lions offense would undoubtedly make the team even more explosive. However, St. Brown was clear in his stance. We already have a strong enough offense. If we solidify our defense, we can compete with any team. Our focus needs to be on strengthening the defense to ensure we can control games and prevent the opposition from scoring. This philosophy reflects a pragmatic strategic vision, which understands that the true balance of a championship team goes well beyond offensive talent. A strong defense not only improves the team on defense, but also creates opportunities for the offense to shine. If the defense can stop the opposition and force turnovers, the offense will have more chances to score points and thus win the game. Therefore, St. Brown's emphasis on improving the defense is, in fact, a way to ensure that the team has a solid foundation to compete at the highest level. Looking to the future, do you also believe that defense is the key for the Lions to win the Super Bowl? If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated with more content about the Detroit Lions and the NFL, be sure to follow our channel, Lions News Fan Report. Let's follow the team's every move together and analyze the strategic decisions that could finally lead the Lions to win the long-awaited Super Bowl. The future of the Lions lies in the hands of an unbeatable defense, one capable of supporting the team in crucial moments and giving the offense the chance to shine. With the right additions and a focused strategy, the Lions can finally reach the top of the NFL and write a new chapter in franchise history. If the right pieces are put in place, 2025 could be the year the Detroit Lions finally conquer glory.